I'm Matt Swider with The Shortcut, and there's a very good chance I helped you get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, or I'm on my way to doing that through my Twitter restock alerts and my store-by-store analysis on theshortcut.com. Wherever you're at in the process, I'm here to help you with some tips on setting up your consoles and making sure they're protected, whether you have Microsoft's console or Sony's console. These are the things that they don't necessarily tell you about. First thing, be careful when standing these consoles upright. In fact, I don't even suggest leaving them in this vulnerable state. Try laying down your precious video game system. For a lot of people, it's going to be much safer. Specifically for the PS5, I'm wary because I've seen so many of my followers haphazardly use that stand. It comes with this hidden pin, but they put it together wrong all the time and it just falls over. You can easily damage that big PS5 if you're not careful. I've also seen setups where the console is just sitting in the middle of someone's living room and it's almost being treated as like a traffic cone that they're always stepping over, and it invites disaster, and I don't recommend it. I've damaged a PS4 before by doing exactly that. Don't recommend it. If you find an old comedy CD in between the seats of your car, don't put it in the PS5. The PS5 can handle PS5 games, PS4 games, Blu-ray movies, Blu-ray 4K movies, DVDs, but it can't handle audio CDs, and there's a very good chance it could get stuck in your console. I don't recommend it. Just a quick extra tip from video sponsor Asurion, and a notice that I'm taking off from Christmas to New Year's after working every day, giving you PS5 restock intel and answering your burning questions, which is perfect because Asurion has set up a free hotline. It's free, where you talk to tech experts in my stead from December 24th, Christmas Eve, to December 31st, New Year's Eve. They'll have all these brainy folks standing by to answer your questions about your new laptop, your new phone, your budding smart home, or your PS5 or Xbox. And you can get all that advice for free by calling 855-355-TECH, which works out to be 855-355-8324. They're available from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., and that's great because it lets me off the hook answering a bunch of questions during the holidays. Make sure you have a wide enough media cabinet. Mine here is barely acceptable. What you're looking for is proper ventilation, because when you play games for more than an hour, heat begins to build up. You don't want to damage this console and have to send it in for repairs when you just got it. Make sure you have proper ventilation and that heat can escape. Monitor the situation, but always don't put it in a tight cabinet. I see that time and time again. This is something to look out for. The very first thing you'll see as soon as you boot up your PS5 or Xbox Series X is the temptation to spend more money. That's right, PlayStation Now, PlayStation Plus, and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate all cost more money for the online features and playing a bunch of free games. However, instead of paying full price, you can go online and go on my Twitter. I have deals for these, discounts for these every day, every week. You can find them on my Twitter, on theshortcut.com, and I'm here to protect not only your console, but also your wallet. Nope, this isn't a mini PS5, although it looks like it. It is actually a DualSense charging station. And what it does is it charges both controllers that you have. Xbox has something similar, and there are a bunch of third-party manufacturers who make something similar to this Sony one right here. And it charges both controllers without having to painstakingly plug a USB-C cable into the controller each time. And the secret is the battery life on all these controllers is not as good this generation. You're going to be running out of battery life pretty much every time you play a game. So what I would suggest is getting this as your first accessory. It's not too much money, and it just saves you the hassle of picking up a controller and realizing, it's out of battery life again, and I need to, charge it before my next gaming session. So pick up this, one of the best first accessories that you can get. Here's a tip that no one else has given. Get a surge protector and an HDMI cable. Wait, everybody's mentioned that. I'm actually going to tell you which surge protectors to look at and which HDMI cables to buy. First up is this Belkin 12-outlet surge protector. What's great about this is everything's properly spaced so you can fit large charging bricks into the surge protector. I actually bought it 5 times. There's also a newer surge protector that I like made by Anker. Anker has 12 outlets as well, but it also has 3 USB ports. I find myself charging my phone in there or charge my Apple Watch, anything I need at the last second just to plug in. That's really perfect for what I need. Next up is the HDMI cable. I'm not just going to tell you go with HDMI 2.1, which you should definitely do, but go the extra step and go color-coded. It's not too much more money. There's a lot of deals on Amazon. There's a lot of deals on Monoprice where I got my cables. Definitely go color-coded, because when you're rooting around behind a media cabinet and there's a bunch of black HDMI cables and you're wondering which console does this go to and which HDMI port does this go to, it'll save you from so many headaches. I definitely suggest it. I went with red for Nintendo Switch, blue for PlayStation 5, and green for Xbox Series X. Definitely saved me from a bunch of headaches. If I'm going to pass on one tip, it's that, and definitely go with it. Doesn't cost you too much more money, and it'll save you from those headaches. So those are the basic tips to get started with your PS5 or Xbox Series X if you have one. And if you don't, stick with me on Twitter at Matt Swider, or check out my tips on theshortcut.com. I'm going to help you get a PS5 or an Xbox, and I'm going to do that until they're on store shelves and they're easily obtainable. And after that, I'm going to help you out with game deals. So thanks again for joining me, and definitely stay tuned for more video content on Matt Swider and theshortcut.com.